Welcome back to another gameplay of Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. I've never mentioned the A-Spec part. I don't know why that's part of the title. I think it's the only Gran Turismo with or like the only main Gran Turismo with a subtitle like that. This is like, I don't know why. So just a refresher. Last time we won the FF challenge after many losses and we obtained the VITS RS. We've won 2 cups. We only have 2 cars. We had to sell a prize car because we ran out of money and we desperately needed some upgrades. Now, I kind of pinned myself into a corner, but it's okay. So this time around, we don't have many cups left that we can do. Actually, no. There's a handful of cups we can do. I don't know why. I had almost remembered that there weren't that many licenseless cups that we can do. But the next cup we're going to do is the Clubman Cup, and honestly, I probably should have done this one first. That's honestly just my bad. I remember the Clubman Cup being more difficult than the FF Challenge, but I think that's just because the Clubman Cup, you can't really win. Or it's difficult to win the Clubman Cup coming straight from the Sunday Cup, but the same goes for the FF. It's okay. Um, Unfortunately, I think these are the same 3 tracks that were in the other one, that were in the FF Cup. And it's already at this point in the game that you notice that they don't have a lot of tracks in this game. And that's pretty bad. Um, they have some tracks to work with, so it's okay. It's not the worst. And they have the reverse versions of a lot of these tracks, so like, if you drive backwards, the track fundamentally like plays a little bit differently. So you have some added variety there, but like other than that, we'll be stuck with the same track list generally, which is why it's good that we're going to be jumping to Gran Turismo 4 after the end of Season 1 of this Let's Play, which I'm not sure when I'll determine is the end of Season 1. Perhaps it'll be after attaining the B license, which honestly, it doesn't seem like a crazy amount of gameplay. Like honestly, like if I were looking at this, like at the like menus and it's like, oh, beginner cups, it's like what, a third of the beginner cups that you don't need a license for. Like you can finish that in no time. And then like when you actually go to play it, like even if you won every race, but like which I haven't. I've already lost races, but even if that were the case, it's like that's several hours of gameplay. And honestly, I want to keep things fresh, especially since the later portion of this game gets so monotonous to the point that you only need to beat the amateur league, the amateur series to get the end credits to show. You don't need to touch the professional series. I think that's how monotonous the game was. Uh, from some YouTubers that I watched, they say that even the developers must have known uh, that the game was. I don't know. I don't remember the exact wording. I'm not even sure who said it. It might have been Raffle Waffle. I don't recall. Um, yeah. Okay. And looking at this, it looks like I think these races are going to be wins. And on that note, I must ask the viewers, my audience, my friends, whoever's watching. In the last video, we didn't cut, well, we caught our losses like in a metaphorical sense, as in we sold our car to get more money, but we didn't physically like cut the clips of our losses. Like I didn't show it as like a highlight reel. I showed the full race. Obviously, if it's a really long race, like I'm gonna have to start cutting things out if it's like not on a winning attempt. Um, at least I think that's what I'm gonna do anyways. But I want to know if you guys think it's boring having the winning attempt, like I don't know. Or like if it sorry, my brain is really poor when it's running on autopilot. what I mean to ask is if you guys are okay with having videos where like there's full races, but like there's races where I lost, and they're like fully in there. Because if someone's trying to watch a full completion, like the game's long enough as is, including the losses is just gonna make it like so much longer in quotes for no reason. But on the other hand, you might miss some of the commentary that I might have, or you might be interested in just seeing the full playthrough if you're not really pressed for time, or you know, maybe part of the excitement is not knowing when you watch a video, like, is this going to be a race that I win, or like, could it be a race that I lose? I think that could be an interesting layer to it as well. Because if like I cut out every race that I lost, you would go in to the video knowing that every race that gets played gets won. I'm just curious what people think about that. I can ask in my Discord server, I suppose, since that's probably where the majority of the viewers are going to be coming from. Otherwise, I can also make a Discord server for the channel as well. I'm not sure that I need to. If there's a demand for it, or if I get a okay amount of viewers, I think I'm going to do that though. I'm going to do that. Also, I was looking at the prize car, or well, the first thing I did before entering this cup, I was like, is this car fast enough to like complete it? And yes, it is. Or at least post upgrades it is. But the other thing that I had to check was if like what the prize car was. Ooh, I need to be careful there. No, I had to look at what the prize car is because, like I mentioned, and as you may have seen from the last episode, I had to sell a car, and that was my FR car for the FR challenge. So I know I want to make sure that I still had like I could still do the FR challenge somehow, or like when I'd have to buy another car, like what order to do things in. So basically, the next car that I'm going to get, I think is going to be well suited for the FR challenge. hmm Sorry, I'm just thinking. Yeah, the next car is going to be suited for the FR challenge, so I have an idea of what the rest of the routing is going to look like. There's also an interesting take I can do where I can just get an extreme amount of credits early on, but it would require me to pivot and do a lot of license tests. I can use the prize car that I'm going to get in this I can use the prize card that I'm gonna get from this cup to do one of the later events. Um, but I'm not really wanting to do all those license tests, and I want to keep the game progression like at a reasonable pace. Um, so I think I'll avoid that for the time being, but just know that when you're playing this game, for anyone who has played this game, or if you were able to see just from like what I've done so far, you have options on like what order you do things. Not a lot early game. Later on, you'll see that depending on your luck, depending on, what cars you happen to like, what order the events you happen to do, what cars you end up upgrading, it's sort of like it sort of like turns into like a cascading effect of like, okay, I can do these events now, or like I can do these events now. I think that's more the case. I'm not sure that it's more the case in Gran Turismo 4 than it is in the 3. In the 3, it's just because the campaign is so large. But in Gran Turismo 4, there's like more events, but they're like kind of spread out. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I play it. I kind of want to I kind of want to keep things fresh though. I'm not trying to do anything that's going to be too repetitive for me. I kind of want to, just play how I want to play and, have fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to be busy um several days from now. So I'm just recording these three sessions. Like this episode and the last two are all recorded on the same day. So I'm a little extra tired. But I'll assure you that this is the last session that I'm going to be recording um, for the day. But yeah, I want to make sure I have things ready so that on days where I'm not home, I can have videos to upload. I kind of want to keep like some momentum going for this, at least while I have the chance. Um, Alright, that's race 2 out of 3 down. Now the Deep Force Raceway. Oh, I just realized I never read the FF. Okay, I read the Sunday Cup, I never read the FF. For those who want to try motorsports with front-wheel drive, FF Challenge, front engine, front drive cars race. And then Clubman Cup. Want to leave the amateur ranks? Try this race for a challenge. Which I think is funny that the amateur league's over here and we're in the beginner league and it's saying to leave the amateur ranks. I just think it's silly. I know some of the translations were, I know these are like a lot of them are translations and it was pretty bad. Um, I don't know, I watched a video on it. It was pretty interesting. Um, I think that video was also from Raffle Waffle, but I cannot recall. It was whoever did I don't remember what the name of the video was. Um, but it was basically going over like the title cards or like the thumbnails in Gran Turismo. I thought it was pretty neat. I liked it. Luckily, these beginner races are only 2 laps long. Um, they'll start to get longer later on, but we'll have faster cars by then, so it won't be that bad. And in all honesty, I don't mind longer races. Like, I wouldn't mind if this race was 3 laps long, but only under the condition that there was more tracks, because I don't want to be doing such a long tracks. Like, I don't want to be doing like 3 laps constantly of like the same track over and over again, which will eventually become the case. I'm just glad that it doesn't kick in super early on, even though we're already feeling the effects of a short track list by having to do a repeated. Mhm. This is feeling very familiar. And also, I'm looking at how fast the cars are. An upgraded Beetle, what I had at the start of the last episode, would be way too slow still for this. Like, I honestly think get, like, I'd either get second place or last place. All the cars seem to be in a pack, and the first place car is very far ahead. In fact, it's even possible that I don't win on this attempt, which would make me sad. So I might have to lock in a little bit extra hard to try to overtake it. Yeah, so I'm trying to like let go. I'm not like not taking these corners well. They're not taking them horribly, but I'm not taking them well. I'm lifting off the gas and I'm like trying to turn not too sharply. You have to be like delicate with the control stick. Oh, oh, I've just thrown my lead, my briefly held lead. Oh my gosh, I think there's a good chance I'm gonna lose this race. He's not too far ahead, but yeah, I had to resort to some dirtier tactics. I've already repeated this track enough times. I'm really not trying. Dang, even with the second round of upgrades I had to do on this car, this race was still really close. Yeah, an unupgraded Beetle or even just the one round of upgrades, I think I would have gotten last place on this track. It's, no, I'm telling you, this game is rough. Which then again reinforces why so many people would probably quit. Um, Alright, we've scored a Miata. I think this game features 3 different Miatas. Let's just go to the dealership and check. Car dealer, Japan, Mazda. Miata, Miata, Miata. Oh, my bad. It features 4 different Miatas. 3 of them are purchasable at the start. Um, but yeah, no. The good thing is that the drivetrain of this one is FR, which means that I'll be able to, it means that I can use it for the FR challenge. So I think that's what I'm gonna do next. We're gonna get into it and start like peeking at the upgrades because I don't think we're fast enough just at stock. So I'm just taking a sneak peek. I'm gonna research a little bit more like if this car is fast enough because I'm not trying to waste a ton of time. If it's not fast enough, if it's not fast enough to take on the FF challenge, then I'm definitely just backed into a corner because I'm not sure what other event to do. Perhaps the Spider and Roadster event, but I don't know. I'm just not sure. I think this, I can probably also do this, but it'll require the B license. Like, once I can get more credits, like, I'll be fine. I'm just really struggling early on because I'm just not sure what. I'm not even sure how to path, like, what events am I supposed to do. But we'll leave that to a future me to solve. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had fun playing. Um, and I hope you stick around and see how this goes.